In this video, talking about how we debug scheme errors, we'll talk about the application, not a procedure error. So this is a really common one to see. If I do something like car 1, 2, 3, 4, well, you know that the car of the list 1, 2, 3, 4 is 1. So we would expect to see a 1 here, except we're going to get an error, application, not a procedure. And then the next statement says expected a procedure that can be applied to arguments. Well, you may be thinking, well, car is a procedure, but that's not where the error is. The error is the fact that I didn't quote this list. And so whenever scheme sees an S expression, it's going to assume that that first element is an operation that it's going to apply to the remaining elements of that list. So in this case, I want to say car 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I get the result I expect. This can also happen a lot. If I just say 1, 2, 3, I'll get the same error because that first element is not an application. And so I would want to do something like plus 1, 2, 3, and then I get a result. Whenever you see that, almost always it's because you left a quote off of your list. Again, you can also do something like this, or with coulter, you could use list as well. So again, it's somehow you're not creating your list right. Almost always is where that comes from. Another place you'll sometimes run into this, suppose I defined list to be the list 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I say list, I get 1, 2, 3, 4. However, this can run into problems if I later want to use the list function. So suppose I want to make a list. Well, now I can't do it because list is now defined as this list. I've shadowed the actual list function that's a part of scheme. So what I should do is change the name to something that's not a name defined in scheme. And now list is there, or I could say list 4, 5, 6. Because again, this list comes from the scheme language. I haven't shadowed it by defining that name to be something else in my code.